Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we are reviewing the movie Tarzan. Oh wait, this isn't Tarzan? Okay, so today we are reviewing the 23rd Pokemon movie, Pokemon the movie Koko, or in the English name, Secrets of the Jungle. It's been a while since I've seen a Pokemon movie, so I'm excited to check this out and I hope you guys enjoy this review. The review will also contain spoilers, so click off if you haven't seen the movie yet. So this movie is all about this boy called Koko. He was left in the jungle as a baby only to be found by a Zarude and raised by Zarude. This caused issues within the Zarude clan as they don't allow outsiders in, so it ended with Koko and Zarude going off on their own. Koko is a really good character who's been sheltered from the outside world. He thought he was a Zarude himself, but he always felt something was off about him, and throughout the movie he was constantly trying to get answers for who he actually is, which I thought was a really cool aspect of the movie. Eventually his journey leads him to meet Ash, and Ash helps him out a lot, helps him open up about who he is and try to discover who his true parents are. So that is half of the plot, but we also have this company who are researching the jungle. Straight away you can tell something's up with these guys. You can kind of guess that they will turn out to be the final threat, but as the movie goes on they start to cause more harm and more trouble for Ash and Koko, and then the two storylines come together when we find out that Koko's parents worked for this company, and the now leader of this organisation had Koko's parents killed in this car crash, which took things super dark. He wanted to take control of the jungle, but Koko's parents were trying to do things in the correct way, so he had them killed, so that he could take over and do things his way. And then this of course left Koko without parents and left him stranded in the jungle only to be found by the Zarude. So the storyline is pretty damn interesting, a lot of twists and turns, and I was definitely shocked by the dark twist of Koko's parents being killed by this evil Dr. Zed. And in the middle of all of this was Ash and Koko just trying to figure out what was going on. Ash was trying to help Koko in this crazy situation and also save the whole jungle while he was at it. Things got really crazy into the final act where Dr. Zed tries to basically destroy the giant tree and take over the jungle, while Ash and Koko and even Dr. Zed's employees at this point are all trying to stop him. And this ends with everyone learning a lesson about respecting the forest, respecting the Pokemon that live there and not disturbing its homeland. And the pack of Zarude, who had their rules and code to live by, learn the most here. They learned that not only is it their home, but the Pokemon who live there's home. And the Pokemon are crucial to this jungle and its powers. So overall it's just really a decent storyline. We even get towards the end some messages about Pokemon and people living in harmony, which was a nice storyline, as Koko has been suffering all of his life because the Zarude refused to live with humans. So everything came full circle towards the end of the movie. So onto the characters. Dr. Zed didn't have too much depth about him. He was your typical evil dude who wants to control things. And that's fine, that's to be expected in a Pokemon movie, but he played the role as he needed to. One of the standouts in the movie was Koko, raised by Zarude thinking he was a Pokemon. I thought he wouldn't have much personality, but it was the complete opposite. He had depth and questions to where he came from and who he actually was. I liked this character straight away. And then we have Ash. He was typical Ash all the way through this movie. Excited, never could stay still, hanging up on his mum so he'd get back to his journey. Everything we've come to know from Ash, and him helping and bonding with Koko was a massive part of this movie, and I love their friendship and dynamic together. I would have liked to see a bit more of what Ash is actually doing. These alternate universe movies have been great, but Ash just feels like a generic shell. I just feel like he's in the movie just to be the main character. He's not here to have any journey or any development, and that's something that the first alternate universe movie, I Choose You, set up really well. They set up this new Ash setting off on a new journey, but this movie and the Powerverse movie didn't really add much for his character other than being the typical lovable Ash we all know. They didn't even show off any of his other Pokemon in them two movies, which is something I would have liked. So that's just a small nitpick towards Ash's character, but it doesn't really take much away from the movie itself because it was still a really good story. We had Team Rocket. I don't really have much to say about them. Again, they played a typical Pokemon movie role for them. They ended up working for the organisation undercover and putting a few story pieces in place for Ash and Koko. They made for some really funny moments with Cramorant And then one moment especially where they end up freeing Koko and Ash from captivity. It seems Team Rocket always end up helping out Ash in these movies because there's always a bigger villain to contend with. But overall their inclusion was fun, but nothing crazy. And then finally we had the main Zarude, Koko's father figure. He was good, I liked his personality, I liked how they let us understand his speech through Koko, because Koko understood Pokemon. So that made perfect sense, and his motivations to protect Koko were all done really well. He was quite conflicted because he had this boy he saw as a child, and he had his whole clan, and in the end he learns to coincide with both of them. So next I just want to talk about the animation and art style. He's solid in this movie yet again, just like the Powerverse. I think Ash's design is one of my favourites of all time, and the whole setting of this giant jungle just looked amazing. I think this is definitely one of the best animated Pokemon movies we've had. Koko swinging on vines from tree to tree was just such a joy to watch in this animation. This movie makes me wish we had this sort of art style and animation for the regular anime, it was that good. So overall this movie was really good, it had a well written, fleshed out story. Certain things could have been explained a bit better, such as the whole Dr. Z evil plan and the motivation behind his actions. But I always find Pokemon movies do the exact same thing each time. The main evil villain never really has a proper purpose that makes sense. It's kind of always the same thing with these guys. They are just evil for the sake of evil. The movie felt like a mix of Tarzan and Avatar, Tarzan being the young boy raised in the jungle, and Avatar having the evil dude trying to control a giant jungle, forcing creatures out of their homes. And it was honestly a nice mix of the two storylines, it worked. The characters were good, there wasn't too many to focus on, so we fleshed out the important ones perfectly. This is definitely up there with one of the best Pokemon movies, and that's why the alternate universe works. It allows them to make these standalone movies that don't really have much consequence to anything else, but they get to tell a good story and show off some cool new Pokemon. So overall this movie was very good, and I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Let me know what you thought about Pokemon Secrets of the Jungle. What rating would you give it out of 10? I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe if you did, and I'll see you next time.